Roads? It's the Ernest Hancock Show. Where we're going, there aren't any roads.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona, from the BEA beautiful studios of Freedoms with an S, freedomsphoenix.com. Almost got my voice back. You know, it's just now it's allergies. Now I'm just, oh, man. You know, what we're doing here in the Valley is we're just trying to lead the way, you know, or just be an example, inspiration to other people. Got a lot of people doing a lot of things. And we come up against, you know, a lot of people are considered leaders in the freedom movement, even the libertarian type movement. And you know, it's, you know, can we put a higher standard on this? Because I was talking to Charles Goyette. He'll be on tomorrow just before the show. And he goes, yeah, Ernie, you know, I'm even a little bit older than you. You know, we've been through these cycles many times before. And we'll talk about it tomorrow. And I go, yes, we have. It's just a same old one more time without addressing the real thing is that, you know, can we evolve past this need for regulations and controls and understand that we don't need to be ruled? Certainly not from, you know, thousands of miles away or even a few dozen miles away. I'm just, you know, if you don't learn that, I don't know what the point is, because you're always going to keep going through the same cycles. Now, Drew Phillips decided to, you know, grace us and get up and come. It's good to see you, Drew.
Howdy.
Now, I want to go ahead and get in the camera thing here.
You have no authority over me.
No, oh, okay. Well, never mind. He's hiding there. Wait a minute. Let me turn the camera. Hey, come on, a little bit forward so you can see part of your. There he is. There he is. Okay. Go ahead and tell me, what was your perspective on Saturday at the Nullify Now
I just
event?
gave him authority over me. I mean, he made me move.
As a consideration to the audience, he's been nice to you. He wouldn't do it for me.
This is a radio show, Ernie. Nobody's watching.
Yeah.
I had a good time this weekend.
You too.
I had a great time this weekend. I always enjoy manning the Freedoms Phoenix booth, and like I told you when we set up, it's always fun because all the material just kind of comes together and explodes all over the table, and everybody brings whatever their project was, or you had your flyers, and Tom brought a bunch of DVDs and silver, and then Nick and I brought our stuff, and so the table just kind of takes on a life of its own.
That's why they call it the Gypsy Booth.
That's right. So it was a lot of fun, and we were very colorful, and I don't know, they put us right in front of Cato Institute, so we kind of blocked, you know, Goldwater, sorry, and they had
no, I was the first one there. I chose that.
Yeah, it was a good location.
I had everything to pick. I picked this one.
It was a good location, and Goldwater had a manless booth. There was no one there to work it. They just set up their little display with the pictures and information, and we kind of, you know, blocked it. So that was kind of.
There was nobody looking at it either.
Yeah, so it's kind of a weird setup where the vendor tables were. But anyway, so I had a good time, and the speeches were pretty dynamite. I mean, there were a lot of good, you know, A-team speakers. And
well, who are the anybody saying screw them? You know, the heck with Washington, we're done.
Oh, yeah, and it was the younger guys, Bolden, who spoke, and also the other gentleman who was the organizer. Bryce. And then, man, I forget all their names, but John Bush's partner, the radio guy, he gave a speech just before dinner, and they were the younger speakers of the crowd, and they all certainly got up there and said, we don't need no stinking permission, and that was kind of their theme of the conference. And so,
you know, the one thing that kind of surprised me, Friday, while I was going through some of the graphics, that you have kind of emphasis on marijuana. You know, it's a 10th Amendment thing, medical marijuana. I'm going, I don't know, this is a Tea Party thing, man. You sure that you might as well just say, you know, end the war. I mean,
well, and Gary Johnson said as much at the end of the night, and it was definitely a mixed reaction. Like you were saying, there was some Tea Party people, some libertarians, some anarchists, and everything in between. And even a man admitted to being a liberal. At the beginning, you know, he kind of said, "Do we have conservatives here? Do we have liberals here?" And one gentleman stood up and said, "Yes, I'm a liberal." And Bolden was good to say, "Well, we owe you a round of applause," and that's what he got, you know, for having the courage to come out just to listen and learn. So, yeah, when Gary Johnson got up at the end and said, "End the drug war and come home from Iraq," there was certainly a mixed reaction. Half the crowd was applauding, and the other half was kind of grumbling.
I got the impression there was it was kind of took on this Republican John Birch flavor.
Yeah, the I Love Muslims bumper sticker on our booth didn't go over well at all.
I love Muslims.
Yeah, it's a Liberty stickers, bumper sticker I got in Libertopia, and I just had one, and I had a few of these. They're pretty good stickers. I just threw them on the table just to kind of brighten up the table, and I got so many people. What is that? What is that? And it's the way you respond to them. I would just say, oh well, everyone's got to have a sense of humor, and some people go, oh, okay, it's a joke, right? And I'm going, no, I love Muslims. I love thy neighbor. I love everybody. Don't have hatred in my heart like you do. But a few people, wouldn't just take my little quip that it was a humorous joke. It would say,
no place here.
Yeah, and one guy, I wish it said I love to shoot Muslims, and one lady, was shushing me, and yeah, shh, because we were being loud. And it wasn't that we were being loud; it's that our products were more exciting than their speakers, and people kept coming up and talking to us, But so they're not my neighbors, and something we should kill all Muslims. I mean, it was really hateful, nasty stuff, and I just politely smiled and just go away, lady. I don't want to.
There's this group of Tea Party bikers, or used to be bikers or whatever. They always wear their leather vests, and they have all these, who is John Galt, and just a whole bunch of patches on their vest. And this one guy had a whole bunch of like Bible verses and Jesus this and all this stuff. And Drew was talking to him about, doesn't the Bible say love thy neighbor? He's like, oh, they're not my neighbors. They don't count.
I tried to throw the religion back in their face, and they wouldn't take that. Love the sin, or love the sinner, not the sin, and that sort of stuff. But they just have this mentality that all Muslims are bad and they all must go. So yes, there was a Tea Party
what's interesting though?
there.
You have one of the founders of this, Michael Bolden. He gives a speech. And he emphasizes, give how he presents this gun weed thing. Because we had the guns and weed movie guys on. He didn't even know about it. And I'm going, look, man, there's some guys way ahead of you on this one, So how does what's his rhetoric?
He starts off the speech, and I think he was the one who said something about, if you don't offend the crowd, you're not doing your job or something. But he gets up and starts talking about weed and marijuana and cannabis activists, and pointing out that in L.A. there's more dispensaries than there are 7-Elevens or something. I mean, it's gotten stupid. But so his point is that these marijuana activists, or people who choose to smoke cannabis, are defying federal law. Every day. It's a felony in most states to even just possession of this substance, of this green leafy substance. And his point is, he breaks it all down and says, look at these marijuana activists are breaking federal laws and committing felons every day, and these gun right activists will go right up to the point where it's illegal for them to do something in order to assert their gun rights. And the question is, do you have the chutzpah that the marijuana activists do? And not all, but a lot of gun rights activists don't, where they'll go to the point where they're not breaking the law, and if they need to challenge that law, they won't. They'll just acquiesce and say, well, I guess I don't have that gun right. So do you have, if it's illegal to conceal carry in California, do you have the balls to do it? If it's illegal to open carry in California, do you have the balls to do it? Or anywhere else, do you have the balls to commit a felony like a marijuana activist does every day just by smoking? And so he's saying that marijuana
in
activists...
a park, in front of cops.
And so he's saying that marijuana activists are more ballsy than gun rights activists, and in some sense, he's right.
And how did that go over?
Even though I said, the crowd didn't like the Afghan stuff, getting out of the war stuff, they were a bit more open to the marijuana stuff. And, with the passage of 203 recently, I think in Arizona, it's a little more socially accepted, and even conservatives are okay with that issue, or not as,
Did you stay for Senator Carol Allen's
Sylvia
speech?
Allen, yes, I did.
Sylvia Allen. So Sylvia Allen's speech, yeah, wasn't there Carol Allen at one time? I guess there's two of them. Anyway, so Sylvia, I don't pay attention. I don't care. So she gets up there and she gives her spiel. One thing that Shelton was telling Charles Goya, goes, hey, man, she voted for camera fraud.
Yeah, and we were all kind of grumbling in the back. Who's that John Greenberg guy or whatever was saying he had worked with her on that bill, and she essentially, sponsored it without reading it. And this is the one that allowed off-duty police officers to get overtime pay to go serve photo radar tickets to your door.
In uniform.
In uniform, and get overtime pay for it. And yeah, she spoke, and so we were, and I'll tell you what the conclusion of that was and how we handled it. But yeah, it was a bit hypocritical that, this pro photo radar candidate is up there. What's constitutional about photo radar?
We're going to find out how the legislature is going to take advantage of this mood. And what is the mood? We'll talk about it when we come back.